Hello, welcome to a new video of Racing News 365 here in Assen, the Jax Racing Days. Behind me, two RB7s. We're going to talk about it a lot more. And maybe more important, next to me, David Coulthard. David, first of all, do you prefer this car right over here or just like the black Volkswagen you came to the circuit with?
You know, I'm a person that's easily satisfied with whatever's in my hands at that time. But obviously, to be on a racetrack, a Grand Prix car is much more interesting.
Are you ever going to lose your Formula One passion?
When I die, I guess, unless you believe in reincarnation.
Then you will still do it. When you come back as a squirrel, you still...
I may, yeah, who knows? I may come back as a microphone. I don't really know what the rules and regs are on that, but until I'm no longer here, I think that, you know, motor racing is in my blood.
How come that you still love like Formula One? Because sometimes we know with a lot of drivers they lose the passion. You told in Beyond the Grid that you achieved everything in your career you wanted. Is that maybe one of the reasons you still love like what you're doing today?
Well, I feel comfortable being at racetracks, so I have no desire to race. So that part of me has passed, but that's because I can't do it at the same level. So I don't see the point to do something in a declining way. In terms of competition, in terms of pleasure, of course it's a pleasure to drive, but there's no competitive nature of what I'm doing here. It's displaying, it's showing, it's sharing with people that may not have seen Formula One cars before, although at this particular event you have a number of different cars that are running out there.
You drive a lot of different kind of Red Bulls. This is the RB7, sometimes you drive the RB8. Can you maybe explain to persons that don't know much about Formula One cars what the difference is if you drive in the RB8 or 7 or maybe another car?
To be honest, they all kind of feel the same to me because I'm not driving them like in a competitive way where you're trying to extract the last little bit of performance. So, you know, one of these two cars has fans in the radiators. I don't actually know which one it is. Is it RB7 or RB8? 7, 8. 7.5. The RB7.5 has the... So, of course, that aerodynamically changes the way the car performs, but they're set up for doing street events. They're set up for this running show car event. So we've been in Washington, we've been in Sarajevo this year, we're going to be in Czech Republic, we're going to be in South Africa, we're going to be in America. So it has to be able to adapt to those different things. So in terms of really feeling the difference between the cars, you need to take them as they were designed with, you know, same fuel level, same weight, all of those things, and that's not really the purpose of what we're doing here. But for sure there is a difference, and you would like to imagine the 8 was a little bit quicker than 7 because it was an evolution.
No. Then we saw you a month ago racing online with Max Verstappen on the RB20 on Silverstone. It was wet. Is it maybe on your list to also drive like the RB20? I think it's a major difference with like this RB7.
Yeah, but I drove RB19, which was the most successful car in the history of the sport. So I think already RB20 is not that car. We've had several different winners this year. So I think I've achieved everything that I could have hoped for in as much that if you drive RB19, as I say, that car dominated Formula One in that era. It's a little bit like the 1988 McLaren that won 15 out of 16 races.
This weekend you're going to drive like the circuit. You already drove in the city. Are there maybe like cities or places you want to drive because you did loads of different kind of circuits? Is there still one like on your wish list? I think they're watching right now. If you want to say you can choose one venue, one place you want to drive this RB7. What is that?
I'd love to do something in Scotland. You know, that's
the Highlands.
Well, that could be good. The Highlands would be perfect actually. Whether you do it in the summer or the winter, it's pretty much the same.
Full wet.
yeah. But yeah, it would be nice to do something there, or yeah. I don't know, maybe somewhere really, you know, a Maldivian island or something that we need a week of acclimatization and a week of recovery. That could be nice.
What was the best stunt that you did with Red Bull? Because like this is really general, just driving on a circuit. You did like the Dubai thing, driving on a heli platform. Is that one of your really highlights of your career?
From these are obviously great memories, and they're iconic things that will stay for as long as we review videos from the past. You know, driving across countries, you know, whether it was Jordan, whether it's, you know, anything that involves sort of connecting cities or connecting venues, that's always been a big pleasure because we're seeing unique parts of the world.
Maybe also a nice thing. I'm not sure if you remember, but we talked 2 years ago here in Assen. And then I told you a little bit about Formula One, and then you told me it looks like Mercedes is coming back to the top. You didn't say at what time they were coming back. Right now we're 2 years and they are coming back. So you were true 2 years ago. Do you think they're gonna be maybe the first team in the couple of races, or maybe 2025 or 2026?
Well, I'm pretty sure I probably said at the time, I don't really have crystal balls, so I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. But it's the nature of the sport that there's performance profiles like this, and Mercedes dominated for a while, then Red Bull have dominated. It's becoming a lot more, let's say, competitive because we've got Mercedes winning races, McLaren winning races, Ferrari maybe lagging a little bit behind, but inevitably they will find form at a certain point. So, yeah, I think that we're in a golden era of Formula One. It's, of course, always impressive when you have one driver or one team dominating, but this is much more impressive that you have different teams and drivers on any given weekend, and it's the closest we'll ever get to truly understanding who is the best driver.
We've got now 7 different kind of race winners. We have still 10 races to go. Do you think we're gonna get maybe 8 or 9 different kind of race winners
Possible.
in 2024?
Yeah, of course, it's possible. Checo has been off form of late, but he's a Grand Prix winner, and if he rediscovers form, then why not? He cannot win again. I think there's going to be other guys that maybe get the lucky win. We've seen it with Alpine a couple of years ago. What was it, 3 years ago, with Ocon?
Hungary.
Hungary. So there's always that sort of random race as well. But already, I think that in terms of Formula One history, we've seen more winners now than we have in a long time. So we can kind of be satisfied with that.
Last question. In a few weeks, we've got the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort. Are you going to be there with Viaplay?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
What do you expect? Because like the 3 years we had it was some kind of walk in the park for Max Verstappen. Do you think it's going to be a walk in the park again for the Dutchman?
I don't, because I think that such is the pace of development that it will be whoever comes with the latest upgrade that really suits that track. I think that it's an unbelievable racetrack. I think it's a track that absolute commitment from the driver, a little bit like Monaco, can really bring you into play. There's one thing, we know Max is always full attack, but his competitors are tough. You've got people like, 7-time champion Lewis Hamilton back there winning Grand Prix. You've got McLaren with 2 young Chargers, George Russell.
Got the first race wins both.
Absolutely. So the sport is incredibly competitive right now, and just because you are the champion, if you look through Michael, or if you look at Ayrton, or you look at any of these greats from the past, it does not guarantee that you will have the opportunity or the car for victory. But I think that it's one of the truly great racetracks, great atmosphere. I'm looking forward to it.
We're looking forward to the next episode of the racing of the Formula One season. We're looking forward to your demo runs. Thank you very much, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.